Hello everyone, today we're going to be taking a look at the Dragon Stars Omega Shenron figure. This is going to be my first ever Dragon Ball figure review on this channel, so I hope you'll all enjoy. As you can see right here, this is Omega Shenron, the final villain from Dragon Ball GT. And I gotta say, Dragon Stars knocked it out of the park with this particular figure. I mean, this figure looks absolutely amazing. I know that SH Figure Arts is probably going to make a Omega Shenron in the future, but as of now, this is definitely a great Omega Shenron figure to get at a very affordable price, because the original Jax Omega Shenron is very, very expensive, and it's incredibly hard to find it with all of his spikes in good condition. And then that third-party company that was making that did make a Sin Shenron and an Omega Shenron and a Zeno Omega Shenron from Dragon Ball Heroes. I know those are probably pretty expensive too. I haven't really looked at the prices for those, but I'm pretty sure they are expensive. So this is definitely a good Omega Shenron figure to get for an affordable price if you want a good looking Omega Shenron that scales pretty nicely with your other figures. Obviously it doesn't really scale too nicely with the SH Figure Arts figures. It scales nicely with the Dragon Stars figures, but it'll still look good on a shelf with your other Dragon Ball GT figures, whether they're SH Figure Arts or Dragon Stars. But anyway, let's go ahead and get a closer look at him. Very nice face sculpt. He's got his red eyes, his furrowed brows, his pointy ears, his 3 chin spikes right there. He's also got his little catfish whiskers. If you look very closely, you can see them. They're kind of noticeable. Coming down, we've got his muscular chest with his Dragon Balls, and they all are sculpted. They're not stickers, they're not painted, they're all sculpted. As you can see right there, they stick out, which is a very nice detail that the original Jax Omega Shenron did not have. They were just painted on, but these are actually sculpted. They look very nice. They've got all the stars. I will say one thing is they look a little more purple than they do blue. If I remember correctly, the Black Star Dragon Balls were blue and not purple, but maybe they do become a purple color once they get onto Omega Shenron's body. I don't fully remember. But yeah, they look really nice. And coming down here, got his blue stomach right there with his abs. His crotch piece right there. Coming down right there, we've got the 2 little blue details on his legs. I'm not quite sure what those are, but there they are. We've got the spikes on the knees. And his 3-clawed feet. You can see right there, his 3-clawed toes. Turning him to the side, we've got one of his shoulder spikes and his big elbow spikes that stick out as well. Same thing on this side. And turning him around, we of course have, well, his big back spikes. And these things look really good. Like, they really do. They look amazing on Omega Shenron. I will say one thing, though, is that if you want an Omega Shenron figure you can play with, you still can play with this one. But it's going to be a little complicating because of all the spikes. He's a hefty boy with a lot of spikes. So, yeah, be careful for these. They tend to fall out pretty easily. Yeah, they tend to fall out pretty easily. And also, there's not really a good way to grab him, too, if you're playing with him. Like, you kind of have to grab him down here underneath the spikes if you want to play with them. Because obviously, you can't just put your hand on the back because you'll get poked by the spikes and you might knock them out of place. So, yeah, it's a little hard to play with him. And these two, like, if you try and grab him from back here, you might end up poking yourself in one of these as well. So, yeah, he's a little hard to play with, but still a nice figure. And now let's get into the articulation. He has very nice head articulation. Very, very nice. He can look down that far. He can look up that far. The head turns to the side very nicely. He has full 360 in the arm. His arm comes out like that. He has a bicep swivel articulation right there in the arm. He has wrist articulation. His wrist's on a ball joint. Same thing with this arm. He has okay waist articulation. It's pretty good. Again, it's probably a little hindered by the fact that he has a big back with a bunch of spikes coming out. But yeah, still very good waist articulation. He's got good leg articulation. He's got a good knee as well. I'm surprised that spike right there doesn't hinder it, but no, he's got a really good knee. Little tight though. And he's got pretty good feet articulation. There's a ball joint on his foot. So yeah, overall, the Dragon Stars Omega Shenron is a very, very nice figure. I definitely recommend it if you are a Dragon Ball GT fan, or if you just want to get a figure of Omega Shenron. Like I said, it does have a few faults. Like, it's kind of hard to play with all the spikes poking out, and if you're not careful with these spikes will pop off. I've had them pop off quite a few times, but they're very easy to put back on. And yeah, overall, he's just a really nice looking figure. So this was my review of the Dragon Stars Omega Shenron figure. If I had to give it a rating out of 10, I would definitely give it a solid 7. A solid 7, definitely. It's a good figure, but some of these problems are a hindrance to the figure. But it's still a really great figure, honestly. But yeah, bye guys. Thanks for watching.